Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is Karma Speaks back with another video. Today we're going to be reacting to Anton Daniels, and this one is if you want to get rich, remove the women from your life. Anton says you have to go into monk mode. But let's get into it.
I'm in the studio on a Saturday, and when I'm in the studio on a Saturday, it's over. It's completely over. And that means that I get to work all day. And so, fellas, I will tell you this, and ladies, you can apply it too. I think it probably works for you also. One of the reasons why I tell people that they need to get out of the house is because it increases your productivity. And the way that you increase your productivity is you got to get rid of the women. One of the best things about my studio,
You got to just get rid of the distractions in general, not just the women, but it's the phone, it's the TV, it's the Netflix. So it's get rid of the distractions, but let's keep going.
is that I can completely isolate myself. And when I isolate myself, I'm a productivity monster. If you want to figure out how to fix your life, if you want to fix your money, if you want to get your work together, you going to have to get out the house. And I understand that it's a lot of people that may not necessarily have a studio, and that's cool. You got an office that you can go to. You got a Starbucks that you can go and visit. Go to the library. Yo, the library is one of the best kept secrets when it comes to making money. I learned that when I went broke. I lived in the library. I took my daughter to the library. Bro, they have these rooms, these little booths, and I'm pretty sure I haven't, did it in a long time, but they used to have these rooms and these booths where you could basically, and there would be people in there tutoring each other. I would see other demographics of people in there all the time. Indian people and Asian people.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The library is a really good kept secret. I haven't been in over a year, but my spot originally was the bookstore. It was Barnes and Nobles. Pretty much what happened was that their Wi-Fi absolutely sucked and I needed it for my work. So then I had switched over to going to the library for a little bit, and that worked really, really well. Just at the time, it was still winter, so it was cold to get there, and I was just like, it's too much. But nowadays, when I really want to lock in, I just go downstairs into my studio area. But definitely getting away from your comfort zones, meaning like your bedroom with your bed in it, couches, all that comfy stuff, TVs. Get out of that environment, because if it's not distracting you, it's tempting you to be distracted. Definitely leaving the house is a big one. You'll for sure get more work done. And something that he did mention is that he sees a bunch of other demographics at the library. When I go, I'm the only, black person there. Let's be real. A lot of times it is, Asian people, South Asian people, Caucasian people, like whoever it is. It's a bunch of every other group but black people. It might also be because I'm in a predominantly white neighborhood, but a lot of times when I go into these bookstores and into these libraries, it's kind of the same type of people, and it's not people that look like me in particular.
To the library, and I don't care if they went to a university or what. They would rent out the booth for like 3-4 hours, and they would just work together. I seen people in there developing applications a long time ago. I seen all kind of stuff. People, in order to really create and do what they got to do, whenever I would just be frustrated, or it would be a lot of stuff that's going on around me inside of my household, because I had a lot of people that I was living with when I moved back into my mother's basement. Whenever I would want to increase my productivity and get stuff done, I would go to the library. And so this is my form of a library. I got productivity booming in here. And so I got a multiple computers. I can switch it up. Sometimes I'll take an hour and a half nap. So that's where I usually crash out on the futon right there. That's the infamous black couch. That's some of my white shirts that y'all see me wear on the Millionaire Morning Show. In between those doors is where the Millionaire Morning Show is. Over there is where I do a lot of my reaction videos, and so I got the cameras and stuff set up over there.
Crazy.
This is where I do a lot of the interviews and stuff over here, all on this couch, and so I got stuff over there. And I got a window. I'm looking out the windows and stuff over here. And so y'all see me looking at that. And so my productivity, because I got everything I need. I got super fast internet in here. My productivity is on 10. Like I can come in here and I can lock myself in here for a day or two.
That's the dream right there. Having a external space like that, as a videographer, as somebody that's trying to become a content creator, that is the dream, having various spaces for different ideas that you have, because there's so many different types of videos and I can't do it on one channel. So to have multiple channels that I could do it on would be the dream, and have different setups for each one. That's kind of what I'm working on next year. I'm going to try to start looking for apartments so that I can just have like an office type space that I deck out and just have everything that I need for the content creation portion of my businesses. Let's get back into it.
I can come in here and I got the drinks. I got, you know what I'm saying, a place where I can crash at. I got microphones. I can call usually. And this is another reason why I like to have my studio downtown, is because I could build my studio anywhere, right? I got TVs everywhere. It's a TV literally right up there, right? And of course you see the studio setup and all of this stuff. But the reason why I got my studio downtown is because, let's say, for example, I'm creating content, right? And I want to get some people in here. I want to do an interview, or I want to have some, you know what I'm saying, some creatives in here. I can quickly hit somebody up, or I can go on Instagram and DM some chicks, or I can hit some chicks up and say, hey, come in here and just chill. Like I'll give y'all another example. I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all. Sometimes I'll bring women in here and I'll be sitting right here. I got music, you know what I'm saying? I got the Apple home pods and stuff like that. And I'll just have women sitting over there while I'm working, and they become my muse. But I want them to not bother me. So I want them to party and have a good time, and I want them to drink and do whatever it is that they want to do. I'll order food and all of that stuff. And it gives me the inspiration. And so they just become my muse because I got them over there. Cut on all of the lights. So I'll show y'all me putting on the lights.
Now, when I saw this part, I was so confused. One, because he's married, right? You know, he talks about he doesn't cheat and stuff like that. He's in a happy marriage and all that stuff. And so I guess, like, you know, it definitely makes sense. Like, I understand, you know, why. It's kind of like a relationship, right? A lot of times married men make more money than single men, and married men with children make more money than both of the other two. Men naturally get a driver to do better in life when they have a lady with them, right? Whether it's a girlfriend or just somebody, like, you know, in their vicinity that they gotta, I don't know, I don't want to say like flaunt for, but kind of like, you know, peacock a little bit. But it was just a little bit funny because I'm like, this guy's married, like, you know, that's kind of crazy, right? Definitely your environment plays such a big role into your productivity. Let's keep going.
And when I'm trying to be creative, a lot of times I'll have like 2 or 3 women over there, and then they just be chilling, having a good time. And that allows for me to be able to to have them as my muse. And so then I could just work for a while. And I say, hey, just come through for a few hours, come chill, come hang out. And then it'd be a vibe. So here's the thing. If you want to be super productive and you want to really be successful, you got to learn how to get rid of the women, bro. Honestly. And I'm not talking about the women that you use as a muse, because that's just like a temporary once in a while, whatever. I don't want them to say nothing to me. I'm not interested in talking. I just want them to be there because I like to look over and see what's happening. I like to have certain vibes, and I create an environment. It's like being in the studio making music, right? But except you're a content creator. If you want to be successful, y'all got to get rid of the women. I'm not saying permanently. I'm saying that the distractions is heavy, bro. The distractions is heavy. Like, even when I work from home, to have people, I know people will be around and they'll be waiting for me to be like, oh, let's go and go to a restaurant, or let's go to the show where I got to entertain them and stuff like that. And it's like, when I'm here, people know that I'm just dialed in. You know what I'm saying? That's what the problem is. And that's why I was telling y'all that working from home with your chick there, bro, you're not going to get no whole lot of stuff done. You can't stay focused. You can't, you know what I'm saying? April, this is a one-off. I don't usually do shows that often on Saturday. But I'm gonna give y'all at least 3-4 hours today. All right. I'm gonna do at least 3 hours today, minimum. And you know, a lot of times it just slows you down. You know what I'm saying? You got this happening over there, you got the refrigerator over there, and so you snacking and shit. And you got this chick over there, and she's always coming in and saying, "Oh, when are we gonna spend some time together?" And she wants quality time because she thinks that you working from home or you being productive at home means that means more time for her. They don't, a lot of times women don't know how to just to have you around and just to experience you. You know what I'm saying? She's supposed to be taking that advice and be working just as productive as you. And you supposed to be inspiring her, and she waiting for you to just go to the goddamn restaurant or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That right there. I'm gonna leave it at that because he goes on for another 10 more minutes talking about this kind of stuff. But that right there. Here's what I think personally. When you're dating, meaning like you're, trying to find somebody, you're courting, you're going on dates and stuff like that, you need to get rid of the women. But when you have somebody or when you find somebody, they just got to be on the program, bro. They have to be on the like they have to understand the vision, what the dream is, what the goal is in mind, and they have to be on the program. My lady wants to be an actress, right? I'm on the program. I'm like, yeah, fucking go be an actress. Like I want, that's what I want for her. And so my lady knows that I want to get this bag. I want to make this money, and I want to be financially stable and financially free at an early age. And so she's with the program. She's not expecting me to take her out every weekend and spend $200 on a meal and do all this and do all that. Like, I'm sure she would love to, but she also knows what I'm going after. And so part of our growth in our relationship was getting on each other's program, understanding what our goals are and how we can help each other to achieve our goals, right? So honestly, it benefits you more to have a person like Anton has his wife. His wife is on the program. Have your person that's on the program and is actually helping you to achieve your goals rather than being single, bouncing around, having to entertain all these different girls. And like, I feel like that's only something that you understand after the fact, right? Because when you're in it, you're like, oh, I could, do both and whatever in moderation. Like, I can date and I can be, working and stuff like that. But it's never really like the most optimal work that you could possibly do. It's either be completely single or have somebody that's down for you that, can help propel you to your dreams and your goals, right? Anyways, I'm going to keep it at that. This one, I think it gets a lot better at the end of the video. So I'm going to leave a link to his stuff. But I appreciate anybody that watched this. Peace.